Good afternoon, people of social media. Here with my boys, Pat, the spiritual advisor, Matty I, who's just come back from another session of 100K eggs delivery, sorting through the trucks and everything, and Sean the Bandit Burgundy back again, once again. Welcome to the QuaranStream Vibes, gents. We got a special one today, starting at 4. And then later we have special guests, as people seen on the fly. We got Pranic George, a meditation master, and we'll chat with him in a little bit and get a chance to do a little session. What's news, boys?
What's been happening?
I got McDonald's.
Yeah, I saw. Jealous. How many burgers did you get?
Yeah, I saw like 1,000 burgers in that shot.
We got 5 burgers, 20-piece nugget, 20-piece chicken wing, and 2 sets of fries.
Jeez, who's we?
Mhm.
How many people?
3 people.
Yeah, how was that?
Oh, that's all right, I guess.
Damn. Did you finish it in one sitting?
There was a lot of fries and nuggets left, but the wings and the burgers were gone pretty quick. It was delicious and amazing, but now my McDonald's crave is done for a long time. I got home and I was like, oh, like fell asleep. It was great until sleeping. It just knocked me out, but it was good.
That's generally the feeling with McDonald's in most cases, especially back home. We used to go clubbing, and then sort of after clubbing, it's kind of the very few options left, and it's good at the time. It tastes good at the time. The nuggets are great, but then as soon as you finish that last bite, you're kind of like, wish I never ate it.
Disgusted with yourself.
Yeah, it was like, like so much, too much.
That's
Actually,
exactly
you know what's
how
good?
I felt
Traveler
when I had
pies. Yeah, your last one as well, the one you just had recently.
it. Yeah, like after the first few bites, I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God, this is amazing. And then I let it sink into my stomach, and I was like, it's amazing, but it's so gross after not having it for like 4 months.
Yeah, it was bad.
Maybe I should reconsider.
No,
gotta
I
do
mean,
it.
I'd order it again. I'd definitely order it again tomorrow, but but it felt
Good to
felt
see you learning
amazing.
from your mistakes, Pat.
Yeah, it felt amazing, and then it felt super gross. But then afterwards, you're just like, oh yeah, I'd down another double cheeseburger, to be honest.
Another
Yeah,
one.
but maybe that's because that's all you got is cheeseburgers. What if there was a few more variety? So I'm a fillet of fish fan. So
That's true.
even
That
though
is
they're so stingy on the cheese, it's
the
half the
filet of
cheese.
fish.
Yeah, it's not a full
They're
square
good at
cheese.
that.
It's half of the square cheese. Oh, jeez. What's the goss? Anything spicy?
Yes,
Boys?
yes. We have a few things.
got
I was reading something super cool actually yesterday. You know, when we like to talk about our tech and what's been coming out. You know, in Vietnam, we know that how big the motorbike scene is. I can't remember the exact stat, but I think like for every person, the ratio is like 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 motorbikes. That meaning one person
Wow.
is had like 3 motorbikes, so it's pretty insane. And I saw this from an article from The Verge. Basically, Harley Davidson's releasing a vintage inspired electric bike. Which
Scroll
looks
down a little. Let us see it.
yeah, which
That's
looks
not bad at all.
which looks pretty
I'd ride that.
amazing, doesn't it, guys? Like obviously you can still pedal, which will then charge the batteries, but then you also have your throttle to keep going as an electric bike. But yeah, I'll show you a couple of photos here, which they said
How
is
strong is
planned
it?
to be released. Yeah, it looks
So
amazing.
Can I ask a specific detail? I know at least in Australia, like the way that these electric assisted bikes work is generally you have to start pedaling and then you choose the level of assist that you want it to have. And I think it's some sort of like legal thing for safety. So it's like you can't just press the button and it goes. You actually have to start pedaling and then so it's got the actual throttle as well.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. That answers the
And
question.
it's got your controls over here. Like you said, you have to start pedaling, so you can see the pedals. It still acts like a manual bike, But then it obviously has the assist of the electronic side of it. But looking at the design, it looks amazing. That's something that I would ride through the city.
I like the
I think
design.
that's
It's
really
not
cool.
showing the seat.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have ridden an electric bike before, but I got a chance to borrow my friend's one. I think it's like a Trek or something like that, but it's like a high end, like 7,000 Australian dollar one. And honestly, like it was so much fun. Like it's I rode it, and I think it's got a decent range too, like 60 or 70 k's, like decently long range. And honestly, like after riding that, I'm like, why would you commute on anything else other than like either this or potentially a scooter, like a petrol powered scooter, or potentially like an electric scooter, and that's it. Like you would never drive your car to work in like peak hour traffic if you had one of these.
Yeah, totally agree.
Cool.
I totally agree. I mean, the only time you wouldn't ride it if it's raining, but having a look at it, I've had a chance to ride an electric bike. They're quite fast too, actually. It's kind of frightening how quick they accelerate as soon as you get to the electric side. But having a read through the article, it says here last month the company announced a series of exclusive one-of-a-kind e-bikes that was auctioning off its one-of series brand name under Schwinn. We all know Schwinn, big brand for mountain bikes as well. So basically, the winning bid was $14,200, which for that one-off bike. Yes, USD as well. So you can imagine, you can imagine how expensive these will be once they launch. There's only going to be 650 units available. So half will be purchased in the US and half is going to be in Europe. And pre-order obviously it says here. So
from a business perspective, I'm glad that Harley Davidson is trying out some new things with this as well as their live wire electric motorbike. Because I mean their sales are really struggling, but I'm very curious about like where they end up taking the brand, because I mean you think about like the typical Harley like market and customer, and it's like very traditional, very old school. They just want something that's like not high tech, but kind of like old school technology, and that's no longer enough to sustain them as a business, and so they're not doing real well from a business perspective. And so I'm curious and interested to see whether they're able to transition to like a different technology, like electric driven motorbikes, and now as well, and to see if that somehow saves the company.
Yeah,
that'd be interesting. They've been around since forever.
I mean, if there's one available here, I wouldn't mind looking into a pretty cool electric. There is a few here actually in Vietnam that sells for quite cheap. So I think some for a couple of $100 all the way to like $1,000 to $2,000.
Yeah, some of the property.
I got to ride one.
The go on, Petty.
No, you keep going. I was just going to tell you my experience. You're right.
That's more relevant. Go.
No, I was just going to say, not long ago, I emceed and hosted the Tech and Banks board of members, I guess, team bonding thing. And they did this whole session where we were out in Cat Ba Islands up in the North Vietnam, and we were riding through the mountains towards the beach. Then we would canoe out. And some of the I guess the members were actual professional riders, that they do it regularly, like triathlon and stuff like that. But for the rest of us, they're just normal, and they had electric bikes too. That was my first time on it, and I mean I pedaled for I guess the easy parts, but going up the hill you use the assistance, and it was mind-blowing because I didn't think that the power that it had would just get you up there, and I was like wasting my battery going up on all these hills. And going downhill, I was
so much fun
as well.
Yeah, there's also ones where it regenerates power when you use the pedals. Yeah,
when you pedal, right? Yeah.
The beauty of electric motors, hey, you can run them both forwards and use the battery, or run them backwards and slow the bike down, but regenerate the battery. So it's really cool technology. Back in Australia, like probably about 6 months before I came back to Vietnam, I actually purchased like an electric scooter, and the thing that you stand on and then you can like use your feet to pedal. But I rode the thing everywhere, and it was so much fun. Like it was unreasonable amounts of fun, especially for it was what did I pay for it? I think I paid like 750 Australian dollars for it on special, and it was just heaps of fun. And I think probably the thing that I enjoyed the most is like my best mate from high school. I managed to convince him to finally buy one. And we would just rip around on this thing like through the parks and stuff, and being slightly reckless, but through a park, so whatever. But some of the best sort of Sunday arvos or Saturday Sunday arvos that I've had is just ripping around on this electric scooter, just having the best time.
Just cruising.
Nice.
Enjoying it.
Nice. Well, this is the one-off one that sold for $12K, guys. It looks pretty cool, huh? It's like that.
I prefer the other one.
Okay.
It's kind of like low ride styles,
Prefer the other one, but this one's yeah.
Yeah, I like the Harley one better.
Exactly.
I thought you'd like this one better for sure, Sean.
Yeah.
Given that you're from Cali,
I don't like the Harley seat, but this looks like one of those Mexican lowrider bikes.
It is.
Would you trick it out with some wire wheels?
It'd be kind of clean.
It has to be those twisted wire wheels, right?
Yep.
But
The other thing as well, Matthias, is in Australia we've got fantastic bike trails and tracks for walking, skating, and riding. So it encourages people to ride as well. Whereas here, I mean, I guess it could be fun going through the traffic and stuff, but if you had like a dedicated sort of track along the river, it'd be nice to ride. I guess the canals here.
You could do the canal. You'd have to be. The thing that you have to be careful on, like the stand-on scooters, is the wheels on them aren't real big. So the wheels on it are probably only, like maybe the size of my head, about that big. So they're not huge. And the thing is,
sorry.
The thing is, I think the second day that I got it, I was riding around at nighttime and on one of these footpaths, and then I veered off the footpath to go around a tree and some people that were on the footpath, and I didn't see it, but there was a tree root sticking out of the ground about this much, and I face planted at full speed into the dirt, and actually it was probably more funny than painful, but like also quite embarrassing. But the thing is, because the wheels are so small, like you really have to be careful if there's any like lips in the concrete or anything like that. You really need to be careful with those and get the front wheel over that, so that you don't fall over. So yeah, it would be challenging. The ones with the small wheels would be definitely challenging in Vietnam.
Definitely.
Definitely.
I never tried one of those electric scooters, but they look fun. I see people riding them everywhere. They look fast and easy to get around, and after a couple drinks, it looks like a fun ride.
It is. Can confirm.
Yo. So staying on tech, did you guys read about Microsoft that they're getting ready to say goodbye to all passwords? So users will no longer need one password for Microsoft accounts anymore. I think they might be going with face recognition or something.
Interesting.
I can hear echo.
What up? Is that someone's? I'm getting a double back. Is that one of you guys?
Yeah, I'm getting a double back as well.
Come on, boys.
Come on, Sean.
It's not
Is that
me.
you, Sean?
Fucking stop me. I don't think it is. At least nothing's open. I don't have.
Nothing's open.
Sean, I think it might be because you don't have the earphones. Your speaker on your computer might be.
Yeah, it goes back in. Yeah, you best to have earphones.
Yeah,
Come on, man. And we're on the topic of tech as well. How about that?
Got a fucking Dell laptop, right? Can't put headphones in.
Wait, Dell still makes laptops?
Damn, you got a Dell?
Okay, I won it. I got it for free. Okay. And
Oh, okay. That's fine. That's fine. That's
a little big. I didn't buy it.
I think Pat's just taking the piss. They'll actually make like good laptops.
Yeah. They do make really good Dell
processors
laptops.
are really good. I don't know about their laptops. But...
In that case, Sean, can you click on your cam mic settings thing and go into the audio bit? There should be a checkbox that you can go echo canceling. So that might improve if you're not using earphones.
It's already on.
Okay. Well, that's better. I don't hear it anymore.
Well, then stop saying things twice.
Sorry. Go.
Okay, so how's Microsoft doing this, Petey? Tell us the rest of the story.
Yeah, wait, what do they
Well,
mean?
I only just got it. I mean, they want you to ditch the password for good. The company announced a big blog Wednesday. It gives users options to access their accounts without using a password. So you can choose between downloading Microsoft Authenticator app, which is like a verification code sent to your second edition, and use your face or your fingerprint, basically. So it'll be, I guess, unique to your face unless you, smash it with some Botox and it changes up or whatever. I don't know. I mean, can you remember when people were using just a photo on another phone and then they put it up against like the iPhone to see if the phone could pick up if it was a photo or a real face or not? And it had
did it work?
A couple of bugs. It depends. I mean, like, I guess the picture has to be quite centered, and I mean, obviously it's improved over time. It picks up a depth of field in the 3D recognition on your face and stuff. Supposedly it picks it up if you're wearing glasses as well.
Wow.
So it knows. It should pick up if your hairstyle changes. It's just your main facial features. So who knows? I mean, it's just more information for them to get off us, isn't it? Get out pictures of ourselves. So
the wild world of tech.
The world of tech. But Vietnam, have you seen the checkpoints now? They've got these big QR codes around. Let me bring this up. So, and this is a little bit tough on the Grab delivery guys because let me see where this is. So many tabs open. So at these checkpoints, there's these big QR codes. Have you guys seen that around? Have you seen it around since going around? Matty?
I haven't seen this one, no.
Well, I mean, it's. I guess it's a little bit of contact tracing, and it shows, I guess, who's going where as well.
Yeah, like points that you've passed through. I haven't actually seen this. I've been through a couple of checkpoints today, but I didn't see the large QR code like the one in the photo that we just looked at.
Yeah, like that's crazy, huh?
Cool. Looks good.
Big QR codes.
I mean, whatever system helps us manage the situation and helps us to continue reopening. Great. Just hopefully one of them is actually sufficiently effective and robust that it doesn't break everything, all the time. Rather, doesn't break all the time.
Hopefully.
Of course. Any other interesting gadgets out there, boys?
I got a bit of news, and I don't know if this is like either technology or business, but there's been huge moves recently in Canada and some states in the States, and they are looking at legalizing psilocybin, which is the active ingredient in magic mushrooms and LSD and or acid, and they're looking at using them in a medical setting. So, for example, for people who suffer from things like PTSD, as well as other mental health issues like I think anxiety as well. And then a lot of people actually use this stuff for in terms of like microdosing to improve their creativity in very, very small doses, hence microdosing. So Canada's leading the way in this, but also some states like Oregon, they're really like strongly moving towards doing this, and it's a super interesting area, and I think it's going to be both a positive move in terms of being able to treat mental illness in a new way and in different ways, and potentially more effectively than using pills and other medicines. As well as moving towards, I guess, just a more progressive society. Obviously, in Southeast Asia, this will take a lot longer, but I think potentially this is a space that will be similar to what the marijuana space was looking like, say, 5 years ago, where some places were starting to legalize, and like in the States and in Canada and in various other places, it's turned into tens of billions of dollar industry. So, from a business perspective, it might not be a bad thing to sort of look at investing in some players in the space. If you have, this is not investing advice or investment advice. There's my disclaimer. But certainly, I think it's an interesting space, both from a human perspective, as well as a business perspective, as well as an investing perspective.
It's growing. It's a growing market.
Interesting. Well, I'm all about the naturals over the synthetics, so that's a good way. That's a good way forward.
I recently watched a documentary actually on that, Maddie. It was a war veteran suffering from PTSD. Basically, he just couldn't he wanted to take his own life because he just couldn't get over the stuff that he was going through in his mind. He couldn't get any sleep. Basically, it came down to everything: anxiety, mental health issues, depression, and then finally he tried it out. I think he went through a shaman, is what they call it, to go through the guide of the medicine, and it helped him like face his fear, and it helped him go back to the times that he wanted to go back to and address it, and now he's slowly recovering from it.
I've actually seen the same documentary. I really enjoyed watching that, and I was stunned at how big a difference it made. Apparently, he tried a few other treatment types and like medical treatments and pharmaceutical treatments, and this thing that he used, and I can't remember if it was psilocybin, so or if it was actually MDMA. I think it may have been MDMA, but from memory, what he was saying was it really helped him to reflect upon his experiences without any shame or guilt, and understand what happened from a place of love and acceptance of himself. And I think that was, I seem to remember him saying that was the thing that made the difference for him to no longer consider ending his own liff, which is, obviously that's huge. So there's some very interesting applications in the mental health space, and I think that'll also be, between marijuana and psilocybin. I think that will probably come a little bit later, because MDMA is still seen, I think, as a Schedule 1 drug in the States. I'm pretty sure. So it's still very criminalized. But I'm curious to see how long it'll take for that to change. Super interesting documentary. I wonder if I can find it. You guys keep talking. I'll see if I can track it down, and maybe on the.
Is it the one on Netflix?
The one I saw, I think it was Vice. I think it was Vice on YouTube.
That's a Vice, yeah. Vice has really good stuff on that topic. Yeah,
they got some good documentaries or good follow-up videos.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, this is the QuaranStream Vibes Just Hangs, partnered with WisePass today. Special guest coming up, George, the meditation master. Don't go away. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, this is the Q Squad for the QuaranStream Vibes today. Just hangs with the boys, Pat, the spiritual advisor, Matty I, Sean the Bandit, Burgundy, and myself, the healer. Joining us later on is Pranic George, our meditation master, who will take us through a session. So don't go away. Make sure you get your floor mats ready, get your mood light ready, and then we'll go through a session. Matty, did you find what you were looking for?
Well, I guess I just searched for Vice MDMA PTSD veterans, and it came up with 3 or 4 different videos, which all kind of have the same guy in it. So it must have been one of those. I can probably send you the link through if you wanted to put it up, PD. I'm not sure.
Or you can share screen, and I'll whack it up for you.
Let me figure out if I can. See if I can do that. Share screen. It's 15 minutes long, so I'm not going to play the entire thing. Screen.
Just get an idea.
Probably play the section where he goes through the healing side of it, just so we can see that.
Heal me.
The process. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so
Is there any sound?
There's so much cover. Oh. Vice covers everything. Hey, they go in so much detail and depth with all of their little docos.
They have some funny documentaries where they wild stories. Very interesting.
I wonder what the dosage is. Yeah.
Yeah, guys, we should put up the link so we can share it for whoever wants to have a look.
Yeah.
It is a
I'll
very
post that
good
link.
documentary.
It's interesting. I'll throw it in the comments.
Okay, so I'm going to stop it there because obviously it's long. It's long. So okay, there we go. So obviously it's a bit long, but I'll let everyone sort of watch it themselves. Basically, it's called MDMA Could Help Cure PTSD by Vice News on YouTube. I don't know if there's a place to leave that in the comments, but yeah. Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. It's always, I mean, it's like you said, like for a Scheduled 1 drug that is, you know, starting to get looked at for these sort of cures is really interesting how it's going to pan out after all these trials and I guess, you know, cases that they're studying on. So it very may well be a small, like you said, microdose to help. As long as you get the results, I think, in the long term,
yeah,
then
so
they can
the
manage.
microdosing, I believe, I'm not an expert on this, but I think the microdosing is more used by like, you know, healthy people to sort of help with their day, like creativity on a daily basis. So for example, you know, if you've got like a lot of work that you need to focus on and some creativity that you need to use to solve problems, then you can microdose in the morning, and it's something like 1/10 of a tab of acid or LSD. But I think this one in the video, I believe that may have been a full dose of a full like say like an entire pill of ecstasy with the MDMA with assisted psychotherapy. So he had like a psychiatrist on helping him work through some of those like really traumatic experiences from various wars. And I mean, the firefighter was the one that we just saw in the picture there.
Yeah. I mean, it's sort of aligned with who we're going to have on later in the show with the whole, you know, spiritual enlightenment, because it's we're on along those lines. What about what about already legal prescribed medication, stuff like Adderall and stuff like that?
Xanax,
you know,
Adderall.
Yeah. So, do you know anyone who takes that?
I know of people who take that for fun. I don't know of too
for
many people who
recreational.
Take it.
It's a really big study drug in America.
Yeah.
Is that something that takes you into a creative space?
It makes you focus, from what I hear.
It just makes you focus. It doesn't really take you to a creative space. Yeah, it just gets you on point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of like those lines.
Yeah. It's interesting. I mean, being a creative myself, I mean, I lose motivation here and there, or focus gets distracted, but I'm always curious how the real, I guess, like how to get assisted focus. Do you know what I mean? Like it's kind of weird for me to comprehend. I mean, obviously because I guess I don't have any of those conditions, or that I know of, to take something and all of a sudden, yep, I'm focused. I don't know.
Something that a lot of my friends and acquaintances have used, especially in sort of like the digital nomad circles, is what's the name of it?
Red Bull.
Modafinil. Modafinil is something that's pretty big in those sort of circles, and it's relatively cheap, relatively available, especially online. And it's something that that you can use to get sort of like a laser focus for a long period of time and get a lot of work done. Obviously, you need to be very careful about how you use it. So I've tried it once or twice, and basically it's I've only had sort of like half of one, and only with a lot of water and at breakfast only. Otherwise, like forget about sleeping for the next 14 hours. And I found that it really improved my focus and clarity as well. but I didn't. I decided not to continue with it because I guess I didn't really need it. I didn't have tons and tons of work that I needed to like grind on or anything like that. But it's something that a lot of my friends have used before, and some of them still continue to do so. If they have a bulk amount of work that needs to be done, within a time frame, or study, for example, something that you do have to be very careful with, though, is that you've got sort of your day planned out very specifically. Otherwise, you might find that you get distracted, an hour into it, and then you spend the next 10 hours cleaning your room perfectly. So that's something you've got to be careful with.
OCD.
Yeah. Well, modafinil is a subscription or prescribed for sleep apnea.
Oh,
okay.
That's what the medicine is for. It's to help people who have obstructive sleep apnea or sleep disorder to stay awake during the day. That's what it's prescribed for.
Wow. Interesting.
It works.
Yeah.
when I was younger, I thought I had sleep apnea. I had 2 operations on my nose. One when I was under 10, and then one just before I was a teenager. It was like a blockage or some sort of the way the cartilage had come down. It had sort of like, I guess closed up the thing, and I had it cut. So I remember, like, mum and dad, like I vaguely remember being in the hospital, like at a very young age. But then I had this follow-up post-operation where I went in to see the doctor, and he was doing some stuck the camera thing up and had a look around. And then he just pulled out this long, massive rubber pad that I guess was within my nose for the healing of it. I guess, I don't know. While it was massive. I didn't know how that thing fit in there. So I had when I was young, I had trouble breathing, sleeping. So I guess you could say I had a nose job.
Some people would sleep with machines to help them breathe while they're sleeping. Otherwise, they stop breathing while they're asleep.
Wow.
Well, isn't sleeping on your back supposed to be the best position for your nose to get clearance? Because sometimes we have a blocked nose, and you lie on this side, it goes to the other side. You get that as well?
Yeah, I do. I definitely do.
Yeah. Interesting. But anyway, talking about blocked, we're going unblocked. Check this out. China to Hong Kong travelers will no longer need quarantine.
Whoa. Let's go to China.
Mainland, right?
Mm-hmm.
I guess so. Travelers arriving in Hong Kong from mainland China will no longer need quarantine. Hong Kong's top official said Tuesday, easing curbs imposed after outbreaks of the coronavirus to the mainland, starting Wednesday.
Hong Kong needs it right now, so they're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. I miss going to Hong Kong.
I've never been. I've always wanted to.
It's fantastic.
Good for the
Can
food.
recommend. It's beautiful. It's interesting. It's exotic. There's a lot of culture. Accommodation is expensive, but I mean, other than that, food's great.
I lived there for 4 years, so it was. I miss it. It's an amazing place.
LFK, is it?
LKF.
FKF.
Lang Kwai Fong.
Lang Kwai Fong. It's like the Bui Ving of
Oh no. It's not.
Where's the Bui Ving of Hong Kong?
It's in Wan Chai. Bui Ving of Hong Kong is in Wan Chai. LKF is like Bui Ving in a sense where it's all clubs, but it's not like it's not lady bars. It's none of that. It's very expensive in LKF actually. It's just a strip of bars.
Expats, yeah.
Yeah, full of expats, very expensive places, expensive drinks. Like to go in, you'd need to pay like $100 to go into a club. So,
Pat,
like
what's
Vegas,
your give us two of your highlights of Hong Kong, like 2 of your favorite bits.
2 of my favorite bits. In what sense?
All right, I'll go first. So for me, the Star Ferry, taking the Star Ferry is definitely a huge highlight, especially at sunset or at nighttime. Like honestly, just one of the best things you can do is take the Star Ferry. It goes from one side to the other, from what is it, the
Hong Kong Island to Kowloon.
Kowloon to Hong Kong Island. That's what I was trying to think of. So that was one thing, and then anyway, that's one example. You go.
Okay.
But you're right. The city line is amazing. The city line in
Yeah.
Hong Kong is amazing.
Yeah, then that's what I was going to say is going to the dark side, over to the Kowloon side, and just looking at like Central and or looking at all the lights that go on for for tourists and for the locals every single night. Like that, I can't remember how much money was spent doing that for the locals and for the tourists when they turn on the light show every evening. For me, that's one. And another highlight is probably the ease of going to Macau. Every weekend, catching a ferry for like $20-$30, and then within 45 minutes you're in Macau for a crazy weekend.
To be honest with you,
Couple of bets, mate.
I went to Macau, but because I'm not huge on like blowing money on crazy holidays, I didn't really. Maybe that's why I didn't really enjoy Macau so much. On the other hand, I while in Hong Kong, like I also like really enjoyed grabbing some drinks and then sitting on the top floor of the tram and basically riding a tram line all the way to the end and then back again, and then basically like looking at like the life on the street in Hong Kong. Like that was a highlight for me.
Yep.
Ooh, Hong Kong excites me. It's up on the bucket list. I'll have to get there one day.
My last trip was with Mio in 2016. We did a weekend over there, and we flew out at Ho Chi Minh on a Friday, and then we came back late Sunday, and it was just purely just a food and shopping trip. But we went to all these like the proper because I'm huge on eating like the beef intestines and all that sort of stuff. So we went to this one place and all the tripe, the honeycomb tripe, all the different types. And then we went to like this like herbal medicine jelly tea thing. I thought it was the dessert, but Mio knew what it was because she said, let's have some good herbal medicine because it'd be good for us. It's how the Chinese believe that. In Vietnamese we say "mak trong người," so it's like cooling for the body. So it's not like something that's heated. Like you eat a lot of chili, that's real heaty for you. So I thought it was dessert. I thought it was sweet, but it was the most bitter jelly I've ever eaten in my whole life. And then after that, we just went shopping.
Well, yeah,
surprise! Not sweet at all.
Not sweet at all.
For dessert, you could have called me for that.
We should go back over and look for the Kumite, where Bloodsport is held. Jean-Claude Van Damme.
JCVD.
JCVD. But that's good news for China to Hong Kong. But in local news, boys, you're going to love this. Vung Tao proposes November reopening of beaches.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I glanced by that, but I didn't read it.
Yeah, so I've never swam in Vung Tao beaches.
You can't really swim in Vung Tao beaches. I mean, I've jumped in, but it's not great.
They're all right.
Yeah.
There's some jellies in the water, but I mean, it's all right.
I mean, the Ho Tram side is better.
Yeah, the Ho Tram side's way better.
Remember our last overnight trip down, Pat, and it was for the weekend to see the Irish boys. And remember that weekend, there was a body that washed up on the beach?
Yes, correct. Yeah.
Yeah, it was someone who had I guess an accident and died. It wasn't anyone who was on land. It was a trawler out on the ships or one of the boats, and I think he maybe passed out or something happened, and then he drowned, and the body eventually washed up. And from where we were staying, it's just people are just crowding around looking as they do, taking photos or whatever the case is. Because your body's been in the water that long, it'll be all like bloated and
purple,
ballooned up and everything purple. Sad.
I've been waiting to see one in Trung Sa and Huang Sa. That's like one of my bucket lists. Just see it. I'm like prepared to see a body down the river, the canal. It's so dirty.
I mean, I could check for you. I don't know.
Let me know. I'd be more than thrilled.
Yeah, that's water you don't definitely want to jump into. You'll come out with one leg, and the other leg will be like some mutated part.
So on that note, probably about 4 years ago or 3 years ago, a friend of mine invited me to go wakeboarding down in District 7, but I wasn't sure where it was, and I didn't ask enough questions. But I paid for it, and I turned up like a week later when it was organized for. Turns out it's in the river. So
Yeah.
went wakeboarding in Song Saigon a few years ago, and haven't died yet. Cross my fingers, but survived. I don't think I'd go again in this river, but it was fun. Anyway, wakeboarding's great fun. Do it, not in the Saigon River.
You know what? You know what I still want to try though, boys. I still want to try catching the ferry from District 1 and getting off at Vung Tau.
That's a great idea. I want to try it.
It's the best.
You've done it already?
It's a lot of fun. Yeah, I've done that with Sean a few times, drinking beers on the back of the boat. You know, we did the whole Titanic thing. He held me from behind. It was real cute.
Aww. Did you have a shirt on, or did you have your shirt off?
I can't remember. Sean, do you remember?
Shirts off, baby.
What's the fare fee?
I think it's like
it's like 100K or something, right? 200K.
Or it's a little more. It's like 350 or something. Or like,
is it business class?
Yeah, business class.
Oh,
there's a whole little lounge area in the front with a table, and then you could you could get that seat, or if no one's sitting there, you just go there and it's like a little wraparound. You could just get a case and just sit down and meow till you get to Vung Tau.
It's pretty fun.
Then,
we definitely recommend that. It's about a million times
cool.
better than riding a motorbike there. That's for sure. That's not a pleasant drive.
Yeah, it's not. I've done a ride to Vung Tau. It's not good at all.
Yeah, well, how long is it now? Our last trip we went on the limo, it was like just over an hour. I think we got there.
Yeah, it's fast now.
Really?
Oh wow, that's really fast.
You know,
last time we took a limo thing down, I think it took like 2 or 2.5 hours, right, Sean?
Ours was like an hour 10 at most. I think the guy needed to do a shit because he was weaving through people.
Yeah, either that or he had a booty call or something.
Probably
to get there.
That meme where it's like the girl calls up the guy and says, "Baby, my parents are out."
Yeah, and that's right.
Yeah,
he's there.
Far out. Sean, can I ask? Going back to your Macca's thing. How long was the delivery? How long did it take you to order something?
Okay, so here's the key. I was reading online. Some guy in the expat group was saying that if you order anything, just put in the notes 40 add-on 40K tip.
Yeah.
And so I mentioned it to my buddy, and I was like, "Hey, I read this," and he was like, "Lewis," and I was like, "Put it on there." And so he put it on, and then tried it once, and then the second time we tried it, the guy picked it up, and it was literally like 35 minutes, 40 minutes maybe, so. It was,
nice.
Just so I think, just as you give them that little tip, and they're more than excited to get to you, So.
Because WisePass sent me this. I'm going to bring it up on the screen, and this is going to relate to, I guess, the delay in deliveries, because of this system at the moment is proving to be a little bit difficult.
Every morning.
So at the moment, they're lining up this long, and then there are people who are at the back. Once they get to the front, there's no paperwork left for them to do tests. So a lot of drivers are missing out. And now they're complaining.
I mean, you'd be pretty pissed too if you waited for many hours, not even 2 hours. It says more than 2 hours, but up top it says many hours at a mobile medical station. So in what District 4 in Govap? Yeah, that's tough.
I mean, we mentioned this before, remember? The drivers are they're tired of lining up and then not being able to deliver out, or going out and then getting fined. So they're just like, I'm just going to stay home until everything clears up.
Do you think that they're accepting some orders while they're in line, so that by the time they get, I mean, obviously,
I don't think there'd be any shortage of orders. And plus the uncertainty of whether you actually get your paperwork or not. I mean, I wouldn't be, but then again, I'm not them. I think there's a massive shortage of shippers at the moment. So yeah, I mean, I'm sure they can do all of the work that they can handle.
Mm.
They need to figure out a
Little bit
bit.
sad. Little bit sad. Well, hopefully they can sort out a system. I mean, it seems like I don't know if they've got multiple, I guess, check-in bays for these grab drivers in different areas, but that looks like a lot of them in one place, one spot. So,
there's some funny news up in Hanoi. So there's a teacher, Vietnamese teacher, who went to get vaccinated. They got their vaccine, and they got back in line, and they got jabbed again within 10 minutes. They got the first jab and second jab.
Double.
And
whammy.
then the doctor goes to stamp it, and he's like, whoa, like, wait, you just got your other vaccine. And then they talked to him, and the teacher was actually trying to go and get 4 vaccines in one day.
What?
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Isn't that dangerous?
Yeah, that's not. I don't think it's
told
necessarily dangerous, but go on, Sean.
Yeah, they told him like, go home. If there's any, if you have any issues or problems, please go to the hospital right away. Other than that, like,
My goodness.
I'm not an expert on this, but I don't think it's necessarily dangerous, but you just won't create any more antibodies. Like, it's no more effective than just doing it once, I believe. Because it's like, basically the idea is your body reacts to the stuff in the vaccine to make your own antibodies. And the reason that they have the time gap in between the first and the second one is so that you can get like a second reaction from your body to make even more antibodies. But you need to have like some sort of gap in between. And usually I believe they say like from 2 weeks onwards, like 2 weeks is kind of like the minimum. But in Australia, I believe it's like 3 weeks is the minimum. And then they recommend an even longer time frame, like 2 months for the AstraZeneca one at least, to have like the maximum immune response.
Wow. I mean, it's like going bar hopping, right? You have your cocktails here. You can have a second one. You go to the next place. You switch to the wine. The moment you switch to the beers, you're done. And then tequila shot at the end, done.
Straight home to Chunda.
Straight home.
Man.
Straight home. Our guy Lum has just messaged. He says he's wondering how many orders are being submitted by the apps. He also says that hopefully they'll resolve it in a month so we can get over 50,000 shippers. That's what we average on a normal day before COVID, right? 50,000 shippers. Is that how many that's registered? Must be, right?
COVID?
Yeah.
Last time I saw it was like 60,000. It was like 60,000.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's huge.
But that's nationwide. That's nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, anyways, boys, we'll go to a quick break, and when we come back, let's talk some lifestyle, and we'll talk some healing. And our guest, who is backstage at the moment, don't go away, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Ladies and gentlemen, if you just joined us, this is the QuaranStream Vibes Just Hangs doing a special Monday episode today. It's out at 4 because we have a very special guest who is in the healing, the meditation. He's a master of his craft. He's been doing it for just under 25 years, since 1998. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for George Pranic. George.
Yay! Georgie!
How are you, man?
Hello, George.
All good. Enjoying the lockdown, I guess. Okay, you look up.
Yeah, enjoying. So yeah, we great to have you on the show. I'll introduce the boys. You can see there's Sean, Matty, myself, and Pat. As you know, we play basketball together. Matt and Sean. Actually, Sean, you might have met George on one of the Wednesday nights that you've come. And so George, I guess after getting to know him, you ask the question, so what do you do? And obviously he goes, I'm a meditation healer. I do a lot of that spiritual stuff. And then I looked deeper into it, and lo and behold, he'd been doing it for like nearly 25 years. And he's had some videos up where he's, I don't know if you've live streamed, but I think you did like a time lapse of a session you did. And I think it might have been like 10 seconds of maybe an hour meditation you did or something.
Yeah,
So can you tell us a little bit how you got into it and what benefits?
it's a weird story, but first the benefits. So because the story's a little bit weird, we may lose some people there. But the benefit of meditation is basically you have some inner peace. So you can identify easily what you can control, what you can't. You learn how to feel, peaceful with your actions. And basically that gives you a sense of maybe also purpose, but mostly a sense of understanding and comprehension to others. Because my teacher always said when I was learning, it's like humans are like puppies, they will pee on the carpet. Avoid shedding on the carpet, avoid that. But so the more you meditate, the more you become someone that is less judgmental. And the less you judge things, the more you're at peace, the more you let go. Basically, for me, that's the main reason I meditate. And the other reason is, feeling energy, seeing energy, all the fun stuff, and helping others heal and improve. It's great. My family, we work with different professional athletes. We have traveled to the World Cups, FIFA World Cups in soccer, and work with different soccer teams. And it's been fun.
That's awesome.
Really good. That's awesome.
You do it every day? Is there a time you do it, or mornings?
Yeah, but that's because I have that habit from my childhood. But usually at 6 a.m. I'm awake, and 25 minute meditation is my day.
That's excellent.
It's not like something strict that you don't have to do it every day. Do it when you want. When you can.
So I understand you're going to put us through a little session. So what do you need us to prepare? Do we just find a space on the floor or something, or?
You actually have to do some exercise. I will guide you with some exercises, because when you do meditation, people, it's about energy, it's about the spiritual energy too, but it's all entangled with the physical body, emotional body, and your thought. So it's very important before and after meditation, if you're doing things with purpose, to do exercises. So before we start, we're going to do some simple exercises. They're very basic. Anybody can follow them. Good to do. Okay?
Okay, hang on. What I might do is I will switch over to my hands free here. So, and I think Pat is just getting his internet back. So
yeah, maybe it's like that. No, my internet.
Do we need a lot of space, or just a little bit?
Yeah,
of space?
internet's been really inconsistent recently. So, your video. If you put your phone that way, it should
Change.
Okay.
Ooh, awesome.
So before we start, the idea today, what we will do is clean heart meditation by Master Two. We will do it about 20 minutes, and we will do 2 different exercises before the meditation. After the meditation, we will do an experiment for you guys to feel energy. Everyone that's following this at home, if you do this sequence, exercise, meditation, and the experiment, you will most likely feel energy.
My connection. Hang on. How's connection for you guys, by the way?
It was a little choppy.
How's Okay. I hope our viewers are doing all right with connection. I mean, mine's good. It's like the video is smooth. The sound just a little bit choppy here and there, but I should be able to follow along.
Should we wait for Pat?
Okay. So let me. Yeah, Pat has had really bad internet lately. Let me just message him.
Internet hasn't been good. How's lockdown, George?
There he is. The spiritual healer, spiritual advisor is back. There we go, Patty. Welcome back.
Sorry, my internet's terrible. Sorry, George.
Which district are you?
All right, so I think George is going to put us through a session now.
Oh, nice. I like it. I'm ready.
Okay. Let's begin. Ready?
So what do we do first?
Okay.
Yeah.
First, we're going to do the exercises. And the first exercise is to do from head to toe with the eyes. So we're going to do circles with your eyes, 12 times to the right and 12 times to the left. Okay? I'm going to start to show you. And don't move your head, only the eyes. Okay, so you do
Only the eyes.
Mm-hmm. 12
Okay.
times to the right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay. Then 12 times to the left. First up and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now just inhale left, exhale right, okay? Inhale. 12 times. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, 12. Very good. Okay, now you have to stand up. We're gonna do from stable position. And put your knuckles together and your elbows to the same height as your shoulders. Okay? And then twist. 12 times. 1, 2, 4, 5, 8, 9, 10, 11, and now hips, your feet at the same distance as your shoulders. Behind you, and the circles to the left. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 11, and 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11, and 12. Now we have to do 50 standing squats. You don't have to go really down, just a little bit. Up straight, bend a little bit, 50 times, okay? Put your knuckles together if you want. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 13, 14, 15, 23, 24, 25, 172, 23, 34, 35, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and 50.
Oh,
Perfect. Now,
that's good.
pushing up the shoulders, backward, time. Seven, eight, nine, 7, 1. And forward, so time. 1, 2, 3. 7 and 12. Now with the twist, you touch your chest and then go all the way back. Movement of the elbow. 12 times. 2, 4, 8, 9, 7, and 12. So now with rotation to the right, 5, 12, to the left. Okay, perfect. Now, with your hips looking downwards, close them strong and open your hands wide as fast as you can. Okay, 12 times. And so, perfect. Now, right leg, 12 feet. 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 9, 7, and 12. Now, your foot up and down, right foot. Up, 5, 6, 12. 5, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12. Rotation of your foot to the right, outward. 5, and inward. 12 times. 9, 10, 11, 12. Foot outward. 7, 8, 9, 10.
Sean, your balance sucks.
It does.
Sean, how many beers have you had?
3.
I feel the blood flowing, boys. It's good so far.
Good, good.
Nice and loose.
So that's it for Tibetan exercises, basic one. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. My body feels good.
Actually, the purpose of this exercise is to activate the physical body, the energy body, but they are called Tibetan because they were brought from Tibet from a group of monks that had a really long life, like 110, and they look awesome. And one of the secrets they have is these exercises. Of course, what they ate and all this. But one of the secrets is exercise daily and this type of exercise.
That's awesome.
To the meditation, you have meditation. All you need to know is that you will put your hands like this. If you believe in Allah, good, in Buddha, good, in Batman, whatever, it doesn't matter. So we ask for blessings like this, then we place our hands, no need of doing anything with the hands, just like this, on the knees. And at some point, I will tell you to bless something. And when you're blessing, you just put your hands at the same height of your chest with the palm facing outward. Then, exhale slowly. Press your tongue to the roof of your mouth. Inhale and exhale at the same speed. You're gonna ask for a divine blessing. Place your hand in the center of your chest. In God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, my spiritual teachers, to all the spiritual teachers, holy angels, holy saints, spiritual helpers, to Master Choakutsui, Mahaguru Dinulim, we humbly invoke for divine blessing, guidance, inner healing, awareness, peace, and illumination. Thank you for all the guidance, all the protection, and full faith. With this breath, you may lower your hands and place them on your knees. Inhale slowly, hold, exhale slowly, hold, inhale, hold, exhale, hold, don't breathe. Inhale, imagine pink flower in the center of your chest. Every time you inhale, this pink flower grows, becomes brighter, full of light, more beautiful. Allow this pink flower to grow. Record a happy event. We experience all the joy, the happiness, all the sweetness and the love of this moment. Mentally say words of love and gratitude to the center of divine love. The words of love and gratitude to this beautiful flower. Wait for the response. Mentally say, my heart chakra is activated now. Take a deep breath and focus on the highest point of your head. And imagine a beautiful golden lotus flower. Every time you inhale, the flower grows, becomes brighter, more beautiful, full of life, full of life. Lovingly record another happy event. We experience all the sweetness, all the tenderness and the love. Feeling is fantastic. Lovingly say words of gratitude and love to this beautiful golden flower. You feel your crown chakra growing and the energy of divine love and loving kindness is activated now. Take a deep breath and mentally say, my crown chakra is activated now. We're going to bless the planet Earth. Raise your hand in blessing position with your palms facing outward. And imagine the small planet Earth in front of you, the size of a tennis ball. We're going to follow the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Wherever there is anger, conflict, let me God peace. Imagine a beautiful beam of white light entering your body through your head, slowly passing through your brain, your eyes, mouth, going down to your neck, shoulders, feeling all your lungs, all your organs, all your chakras. Allow this light to flow through your body, to your hips, your legs. Feel this light moving from your shoulders to your elbows, to your tongue. And imagine this beautiful white light in your hand, very soft, very refreshing. Take a deep breath and gently share this light with the planet in front of you. All the ocean, all the land. May every person, every being be blessed with divine peace, with inner peace. Especially those who are feeling confused, those who are in conflict, feeling anxiety, distress. May all be blessed with peace now. Where there is hatred, let me start love. Allow the energy of divine love and kindness. Strengthen your body to your head and down to your shoulders. Allow this energy to be part of every muscle, every organ, every bone of your body. All your skin, your eyes, every centimeter of your body is full with loving kindness energy. It's divine love. Gently imagine a peace light moving from the center of your chest to your shoulders, your elbows, and your hands. Share this light with all the planets. May every person, every being be blessed with divine love, with loving kindness and compassion, especially those who are being hurt and those who are hurting others. Let all be blessed with divine love and loving kindness now. Where there is sadness, joy. Where there is despair, hope. Imagine a beautiful green light, very soft and very bright. Allow all this light to enter your body, to your brain, to be part of all your nervous system, respiratory system, digestive system. Allow this green healing energy to flow through all your body, every bone, every muscle. Allow yourself to become a perfect instrument for divine joy, bliss, and hope. Gently share this beautiful light with the planet. That every person, every being without exception be blessed with divine joy, divine happiness, divine faith. So be it. Take a deep breath. And gently place your hands on your knees. Imagine a brilliant star above your head, 20 centimeters above your head. Focus on this beautiful light. Every time you inhale, this light grows, becomes brighter, stronger. Meditate on this beautiful, luminous star. We're going to chant the mantra Om. Meditate on the stillness and the silence between the Om. relax, and let go. Om. 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 Breathe on the feeling, relax, and let go. Simply be aware of your breathing. Be aware of your body. Return to your body now. We will release the excess energy. Imagine a beam of light moving from the base of your spine down into the earth, 3 meters into the planet. Take a deep breath and raise your hands and place them in blessing position. Imagine the planet Earth in front of you. Imagine white, bright light moving from your hands into the planet. May every person, every being, without exception, be blessed with divine love, with loving kindness, with inner peace, with happiness, abundance, and prosperity, with good health and joy. So be it. Now let's imagine Vietnam and bless the entire country of Vietnam. Let all of Vietnam be blessed with divine love, divine peace, with good health, with good will and the will to do good. Let all be blessed with a spiritual, financial, and material abundance and prosperity. So be it. So be it. Focusing on Ho Chi Minh City. Let the entire city of Ho Chi Minh be blessed with divine love, divine health, loving kindness and prosperity, with good will and the will to do good, with inner peace and compassion. So be it. Now focus in all the people you have met, all the people that have hurt you and you have hurt everyone, friends, neighbors, co-workers, people from your hometown, family members. Let all, without exception, be blessed with divine love, divine happiness, divine peace. Let all be blessed with a spiritual, financial, and material abundance and prosperity. Let all be blessed with joy and happiness. So be it. Mentally say, I forgive you. You may go in peace. Finally, imagine all your projects, all your goals, all your sources of income. Let all be blessed with divine power, divine love, divine peace. Let all materialize in a proper and timely manner. So be it. Simply place your hand in the center of your chest. You're going to say thanks. the Supreme Father, to the Supreme God, Divine Father, Divine Mother, to my spiritual teachers, to all the spiritual teachers, holy angels, holy saints, spiritual helpers, to Master Shilakok Shui, Mahaguru Jimele, and to all the great ones. Thank you all for the divine blessing, the guidance, the awareness, the healing, protection, and illumination. Thank you in full faith. Take a deep breath. And you may open your eyes with a big, big smile. Excellent. So use a little massage to your body, your head, neck, shoulders, side. And if you want to stretch a little bit. Okay, good.
Thank you, George. That was amazing.
Yeah, let me know how you feeling. Relax.
Yeah, very relaxed.
Relaxed.
It helps with insomnia. It's really effective.
Some good reflection, like thinking about where I'm at with things and just accepting it and just going with it.
I'm not gonna lie, I shed a tear halfway through that, to be honest. No, I did. I'm not trying to be funny, but I did share a tear. You know, like it's like Petey said, it's you reflect on what you have and what you've been given and what you've gone through. You know, and when we started this stream, it was all about good vibes. So yeah.
It's good. So right now, would you like to feel energy? Just to produce a little bit of energy and move it around. Do we have time for that? Like
Yeah. We have all the time in the world. Like, there's no station stopping us from streaming.
Okay, that's perfect. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna create healing energy, a little bit of healing energy. It comes from your body. We're just looking in your hands because what people, you know, we are all aware of energy. Sometimes you're you enter I don't know, a place, a room, and you can feel comfortable or uncomfortable like this.
Mm-hmm.
Or you're in an elevator and someone comes in and you can feel uncomfortable or really comfortable, you know, like, and that's automatic. It happens instantaneously. That is not your brain analyzing the situation like, oh, this, no. That is because we're all producing energy all the time. So we have some sort of energy field that it's called aura or aura. And that energy field that you have interacts constantly with the environment, with the energy in the environment and other people's energy. So we all feel it. It's even in our language, like, how you feeling? I feel, we use it a lot. I had energy today, stuff like that. But if you know the proper technique, you can give it a purpose, you can move it around, use it to feel yourself, to feel others, or to connect with something. Okay? So now, let's feel our energy. Put your thumb in the middle of one of the hands and just press a little bit and twist for 10 seconds. 5, 6, 7, 9, 10. Very good. Then the other. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then just put the tip of your fingers together and put some pressure on this. A little bit strong there. Good. Good. So you just activated certain centers of energy in your body that will allow you to feel a little bit of energy. Energy can be heard, taste, seen, and touched. But this one is the basic skill you have to gain. So never let your hands touch, okay? Put them at a certain distance. And very slowly start to imagine a green light moving from your throat to your shoulders, your elbows, to your hands. Allow this green light to flow and to gather between your hands. A very bright color. Every time you inhale, it grows, it pushes your hands apart. Take one big breath. And let all this energy gather between your hands. Now take this energy and give it shape. Imagine you're playing with dough. You're trying to make a little ball with the energy. Okay? Circular movement. Okay. Now we're gonna roll it forward and backward. Okay? Forward and backward. Very slowly. And try to be aware how your hands feel when they're facing each other. At this point, you might be feeling some pressure, some magnetism, heat, or a tingling sensation. Okay. Once again, let's make a little bowl. Let's take some deep breath. Inhale. Mentally say stronger, stronger, stronger. Bigger, bigger, bigger. Heavier, heavier, heavier. Allow this light to grow. Become brighter and stronger now. Once again, take all that energy and make the shape of the ball. And now, put all that energy in one hand. Okay. And take that ball and we're going to roll it up to the tip of your fingers and then down to the base of your palm, to the wrist. Feel how the energy is moving when you go up. Tip of your fingers and then again go down. You can feel the numbing sensation or the pressure in your hand. Go up. Tip of your fingers and go down. Okay. Take again the energy. Place them on the other hand and do the same exercise. Move the ball up to the tip of your fingers and down to the wrist. Up and down. Excellent. Place all the energy in one hand in the base of the palm and say solidify, solidify, solidify. Stabilize, stabilize, stabilize. Okay. Take the hand up from top and just try to compare how your hands feel at this moment. Be aware if it might be heavier or hotter.
This one heavier.
Feels heavier.
All you have done there is move energy from one part of your body to your hand. And energy can be programmed for doing different things, to connect, to heal, to interpret, well, a lot of stuff. So in this case, it's for healing, because it's green energy, no? So it's going to say, this energy is for healing my physical body. And so we say this energy is for healing my physical body now. And if you want, take all this energy and place them in some part of your body that bothers you, that is not working properly. we all play basketball, so maybe the knees. Or
Or foot on my ankle.
Yeah.
I know where Sean's putting it in his. Sean's putting it in his arm.
The play the energy there, and it goes through your muscle until all the physical body. It's feeling my physical body. Okay, and good. And after that, your hands, take them, okay, place them one in front of the other, and they shouldn't feel the same. You shouldn't feel much energy, almost nothing.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yeah, it's done.
Man, I should have taken bigger breath and made a bigger ball so I can put it all over my body. That's really good. Man.
There's like force. I was like trying to put it, and there's just like force between it. I couldn't put them together.
Yeah, there's like a little force, right, that pushes your hands apart.
Yeah, it was weird. You like feel it, not letting it like magnets.
It's really cleansing. I feel really cleansed mentally, as well as my body and muscles are loose and relaxed. I'm not tense, and I'm sitting on a stool, and I was tense before you came on, but since that, I feel all right. Like I feel pretty good on the stool.
Yeah, my back was tense, and then I relaxed, and it feels better.
Yeah.
Good. So, the funny thing is, like, many religions and cultures, they draw this, and the techniques are there. If you see Hinduism, even in Hinduism, you see the Virgin Mary with the light, and there are a lot of techniques that are hidden in different religions. It's basically how to use your chi, your chakra, whatever you call it. It's there. It's been there for a long time. You just need to know the techniques. And that's it. And after that, you can put it to, for your emotions, for your mental health, for your physical health, whatever you want. Even projects.
Great. Very good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So everybody felt energy?
Yeah. It's good.
That's awesome. Thanks so much, George. It was great. It was a great session.
Well, I'm happy
George.
to
Appreciate
it. It's fun.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, if you joined in with us during that session, this is George. You can find him on Instagram here at pranic_George. 25 years experience in meditation and energy. I mean, if you joined us for that last half hour, 40 minutes, it's very cleansing. I felt really light, and you can always go back through this video and go through the exercise again. So, yeah, George, amazing. So much appreciate that. I feel real good. We feel real good.
Yeah, like super relaxed. Thank you.
How you boys feel?
If you want to learn about it, you can search Pranic Healing. It's in every country and every language. So that's what I learned. So better to go to the course. It's a good course.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Well, I think we've reached our time. George, stay with us. We'll talk to you backstage. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the QuaranStream Vibes Just Hangs. And if you missed it this time, you got to check out tomorrow. So same time, back to the normal time, 3 p.m. tomorrow. We'll see you guys then. Holla.